Hello, hello, hello. It is Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru and CEO of Alesha Brown LLC, where we help people to own their story, write, edit, and publish so they can share it with the masses. I am so thankful and honored to be on this platform today for Amplify Her and talking about a subject that I believe is so important for a brand new year. You don't need a new year. You need a new you. Now, what does that mean? I'm definitely not telling anyone to not have New Year's resolutions. If it takes the momentum of a new year for you to set your goals and go after them, by all means, proceed to do that. But what I'm saying is, despite there being a new year, if you don't settle some things within, if you don't have the mindset to achieve what you desire, it won't happen. How many people do we know this time every year that make these fabulous, elaborate New Year's resolutions? In less than 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, they've abandoned them. Because it's not just a resolution. I don't care what pretty paper you put it on, journal, what have you. The resolution itself doesn't mean anything's going to happen. So you don't need a new year. You need a new you. And of course, I'll invite you to like and share this post because some of the information I share today is going to change the trajectory of your life. And you want as many people as you know to benefit from this wisdom. You can always connect with me personally at thejoyguru.net. But there's 3 points I want to share with you in this time while you're liking and sharing this post. One is that success is a birthright. I know there's people that'll preach to you, you're born with a certain material to be a successful person. But no, success is a birthright, and you had it the moment you were conceived. Actually, before you were conceived, but we'll get into that later. The second point is everything you need to be successful is already on the inside of you. You just need the key to unlock it. And the third point, as I alluded to earlier, is the fact that your mindset will determine what you receive. It's not enough to do an affirmation. It's not enough to have positive post-it notes or read a good book. What your mindset is will determine what you receive. Now, I want to go ahead with that. I know there's a lot of meat and we have limited time, so I want to make this succinct as possible to demonstrate why you don't need a new year. You need a new you. And I hope you have liked and shared this. And again, if there's someone that's joining me on the rebroadcast, you can definitely connect with me further at thejoyguru.net. But as you put your comments below, I'll do my best at a later point to actually respond to some of the feedback that you have. The first thing I want to tell you is that success is a birthright. Now, I know some people will preach that you have to be charismatic, and some people are just naturally born leaders. And, you know, that may have some truth to it. But the thing is, whether you're educated or not, whether you have all these certifications, whether you're black, white, whether you're rich or poor, everyone gets the same 24 hours in a day. And let's be honest, if you study highly successful, high-achieving people, there's a big difference with the way they spend their 24 hours and the way everyone else does. Success is a birthright, but it's one that everyone has the moment they were conceived, if not before. What's the proof in that, Alesha? I'm so glad you asked. I want to share just a little something with you. Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 4 through 5, and I'll read that verbatim. Now the word of the Lord came to me saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations. See, there's something in the fact that before we were even conceived, before we were born, that there was a plan for our lives. Now, you know, Amplify Her is a faith-based platform, but this isn't about what your faith is. This is just about the facts and truth. Now, I know some people read that and go, well, yeah, that was for Jeremiah. Well, one more thing you need to consider, and that's Matthew chapter 10, verses 29 through 30. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a copper coin, and not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. See, there's such an intricate plan in the universe that even the hairs on our natural head are numbered by God. So none of us enter this world haphazard. You know, if you are a believer, or you can continue to read the word, but there are all type of scriptures that affirm the fact that it was God that gives us the power to create wealth. That there's a plan for each one of our lives. There is a purpose. So one of the things we have to change is thinking that there are other people who are just lucky. Or I can't do something because I'm not as educated as her or him, or I don't have these qualifications. It doesn't matter. You were born with a specific purpose and a specific plan, and your job is to tap into that plan. Stop believing that you lack something to be successful. Yes, there's timing. Yes, there's higher schools of education. Yes, there's ways to go get more training on whatever it is that you might want to be the expert in, or even plans for successful execution. But there's no such thing as that you just don't have what it takes, or you weren't born to be successful. You were. And I want you to consider this. This is really a mindset thing. You know, we could have this whole message on nothing but mindset, because really, that's why you don't need a new year. You need a new you, because it's all about the power of your mind. Think about Uber, think about Airbnb, and think about Snapchat. Who would believe that Uber, just go back a few years ago, who would believe that companies like Uber and Lyft would be so successful? Basically, they're transportation companies, they're taxis. But they own no vehicle. Do you know what the expense must be for a taxi cab franchise or owner who has to have different cars, and you have to have different drivers, and then you have to have liability insurance? And hey, if my company doesn't compete as well as this company, I'm losing money and people prefer this one, what do I do to stay relevant? Uber owns no vehicles. They have you use yours. And they're making money. They found a way to fulfill a need, and they did it smarter. Snapchat, millions of people. You have photos that disappear in seconds. And look at the popularity of something like Snapchat. Even businesses are using Snapchat. Airbnb. You think about resorts, you think about hotels. They own all of this property. And if sales are not hot, they're losing money. Airbnb owns nothing. But look at how much money they are. Look at how successful they are. And look at how they're fulfilling two needs. Giving the owners of their properties the ability to earn wealth, and also matching them to the people that need places to go while they're on travel. So don't be dismissed when you have an idea that people are laughing at. Or don't be dismissed if you try something and it doesn't work the way you think it should. Because there's a plan for your life. It is deemed for you to be successful because there's one thing, one unique purpose that you were designed to do. Your job is to tap into that, find out the plan to do it, and then execute. Which leads me to my second point. Everything you need to be successful is already on the inside of you. Now, if you're following the pattern of what I've been discussing so far, why would you be created for this unique purpose and be ill-equipped? Again, we can all go get training, we can have mentors, we can have coaches. I'm not saying that you have to abandon those things. But what I'm saying is that there is something on the inside of you that propels you for success. There's something on the inside of you with why you were created for success. Everything you need is right here. But you have to transform your mind, and you have to transform your mind daily. It doesn't get easy. There's a lot of curves, there's a lot of ups and downs. Success is a rocky road. So there's a lot you're going to have to do to train your mind to know that you possess what it takes to be successful. That's part of that new you, not new year concept. Because here's the thing. Whatever you believe in your mind trickles its way down to your heart. So I can say out my mouth anything. I can coach you to believe anything. But if your mind does not believe it, and then your heart does not receive it, you won't have it. Period. That's almost leading into my Third thought about mindset. All of this really is tied to mindset. But you look at the successful people. You look at, if you study them, because there is a science to success. I'm not going to rule that out. But if you study them, you will see that they think completely differently. They think differently from those who are not successful, the high achieving, the high success. They think differently. I'm going to use an analogy with you right now. I want you to hold out your hand. It's kind of hard to do this from my camera angle. Hold out your hand. Flip it over. Flip it back. Flip it over. Flip it back. Flip it over. Okay, what does that represent? Why am I asking you to do that? When someone showed me this, it completely changed the way I deal with problems. This represents your life. This represents a problem. When you flip that hand over, this represents a solution. Problem, solution. Problem, solution. If we looked at all of our problems in life like that, we would get further ahead. Because there is no problem that exists that there's not a solution for. Even in the trajectory of your life, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's relationships, no problem comes up that on the inside you cannot find the solution for. However, if you're like me by nature, you might freak out. You know, especially if you planned everything and this is time sensitive, you may freak out. But once I saw that analogy, changed the way I think. And that was the example that was given to me by a very highly successful person. Because the truth is, especially if things are time sensitive, you don't have time to freak out. You have a problem. There is an ideal solution. Your job is to walk it back. How do I find and marry the perfect solution to this problem that has presented itself? That's how highly successful people think. Perhaps they have to call in other people for help. You know, one of the pitfalls we do a lot of times is we think we have to do it all by ourselves because we don't want to admit failure. We don't want to look like we need help. We want to be the strong person. You have to get out of that mindset because the whole plan is to do what you were purposed to do. Find the solution to the problem so you can keep the train going ahead. Think about the next time. I don't care how small or how big it is, time sensitive, whatever. Problem, solution. Problem, solution. And no matter what time it takes you, here's my problem. What is the solution? And walk those steps back. And watch how when you approach it with that mindset, instead of panicking and freaking out and what are we going to do? And then just, well, I guess I wasn't made to do this. I guess I won't be successful. And then you start doing examples of how them over there, every time they do this, they're successful and you're wasting valuable time. This is why you don't need a new year. A new year is not going to give you that solution. A new you will. Transforming your mind, getting your mindset together, that will give you the answer, the solution to your problems, not a new year. That's why for a lot of people, resolutions do not work. So please understand me. I'm not knocking New Year's resolutions. If you need to ride the wave of the momentum of a new year to make you feel like you have a new start, then by all means do that. But please understand, each day you get 24 hours. So the worst problem of your life, unplanned and all, you can close your eyes and wake up refreshed. Actually, you don't even need 24 hours. You can do that in the middle of the day. At any point, you can walk away and say, you know what? I need a moment. Press pause. I'm going to walk away from this situation. I'm going to refresh my mind and spirit. And I'm declaring that when I come back, it's going to be all better. I'm going to find the solution to my problem so we can move forward. Transform your mind. Because you have to. That's a different mode of operation. That's the full understanding of confidence. Standing in that confidence and believing this is the problem. And right now, I don't know what's the ideal solution, but I know that I am capable. I know there's something on the inside of me that I was created for this purpose, that I'm going to find my solution. You've got to walk that confidence walk. You got to pull that from deep down, some of you, if you're going to be successful. You don't need a new year. You need a new you. Which brings me to point 3, our final point here. I told you I wanted to be succinct as possible because I want this to change the trajectory of those that are watching. I wanted to change the trajectory of your life, and that you really go forward with all those things you say you want to achieve. You make those plans and you stick to it this year. You stick to it this moment, because someone is waiting on you. Someone is waiting on you. Your problems, your challenges you've been through in life, the things you have overcome, no matter how painful and difficult they are, your problems, your triumphs, your struggles, your obstacles, your challenges, especially when you overcome them, that's the life raft to someone else's journey, to their pain, to their struggle. So we don't have time this year or any other year, this day or any other day, to wallow in self-defeat. We don't have time to procrastinate. We don't have time to second guess ourselves. We only have time to connect. Once we identify, connect to the purpose we were born for, and then proceed. Launch, execute. That's all we have time for. Because I guarantee you, if you thought about your purpose and what you say you want to do, if it is indeed your purpose, your calling, and you understood that somebody's life was on the line waiting for you to get your act together, you would be a little bit more intentional about everything you do, every decision, every step, every second, every moment you spend on whatever your purpose is. See, the mind, that's what we need. We need a change in our mindset, which brings me to point 3. I want to make sure I quote it exactly the way I said it. Your mindset will determine what you receive. And before I really get into that, let me go ahead and let me take a step back, because there's one point that I wanted to talk about when I talked about confidence earlier. For some people, now I know we on social media right now. Social media, of course, as a business owner, it's very valuable. You make connections that way. You know, I'm not stupid. Whatever mode people are using, you use that mode. But for some people watching this, one of your downfalls is that you are constantly tuning in to someone's manufactured dream and using that as a barometer or measurement for your success and growth. Don't do that. See, because there's a lot of people who come on Facebook, whatever other social medias they use, they make their life look fabulous. I know some of them. I have seen people that will show you that brand new BMW, Mercedes-Benz, drop top. Oh, honey, they flossing. And they have their hair done, their professional makeup, their professional wardrobe, designer things that probably a designer friend of them made, or they got on consignment, or maybe they had it from a past life. I've seen those same people next week driving Uber. Am I knocking Uber? No. But I'm telling you that there are a lot of people that may live in that nice house that's about to be foreclosed, may show you designer bags and outfits, and go home to maxed out credit cards, and show you fabulous pictures of their husband and their family, or their wife and children, and they go home and they get beat up by said spouse, said partner. Just saying. And then there are some people that what they show you on Facebook is the absolute truth. It doesn't matter either way. Someone else's success, whether it's manufactured or real, is no barometer, it's no measurement to your success. We all have different journeys. We all have different timing. We all have different plans for our life. So stop watching social media and whatever people put in front of you, whether it's a lie or truth, because sometimes you don't know. You don't know them well enough to know their true story. And even then, if what they say is true, you don't know what it took for them to get it. Nobody's an overnight success, like talking about it. There was a journey, and their journey is not your journey. So if you're going to have the mindset for success, you have to incorporate in your own confidence to stop looking at someone else's life and measuring that as your success meter. You don't need a new year. You need a new you. Which brings me to my final point that I shared with you. Your mindset will determine what you receive. It's simple and to the point. What you believe is what you receive. I don't care how many affirmations you say. I can tell you you're the most educated and talented person in the world. If you think you're stupid, well, that's how you'll operate your life. You can be the most intelligent person in the world. How do I know? That's part of my testimony. And because someone fed me from early on that I was not smart, for years I operated like I wasn't. Somebody may have told me I wasn't creative. What I did that was creative wasn't creative. So I didn't see my talent for decades. What you believe is what you receive, because what you believe here and what trickles down to your heart, that's how you operate your life. So you can put on the nice wardrobe and smile and say these words that you read from a book, or some person you're mimicking, or you're modeling after you say what they say. You look like them, you fix your hair, you wear glasses like them. But you know what? If you don't believe it, when the cameras are off, when you go back home, when nobody's there but you, if you don't believe it, then you don't receive it. That's not what we see manifesting in your life. You may try, but you don't get it because you never believed it. You were never sold, even if you tried to sell everybody else. Power of the mind. That's why we have to renew it daily. Because what we don't believe, and it's a journey, you have to continue. You know, you can be flying high when you reach this level of success. But what happens now? There's a new standard. Now it takes a little bit more for you to go to the next level, and the next level, and the next level. Those things can just overwhelm you. You daily have to transform your mind. Different levels you achieve, you have to transform your mind. Because what it takes to get to one, you can go to the next, look at the next one you want to achieve and feel overwhelmed and completely quit. You don't need a new year. You need a new you. So important. Now, time is winding up. Time is winding up. I want to make sure that I gave you those 3 points, because I really want, for those of you watching this, I want you to connect with your purpose. Because I'm a true believer, and I believe it every day. When we don't live according to purpose, we do great things. We can make an impact in other people's life. We can do wonderful things. You cannot live according to your purpose and be one of the richest persons in America, but you won't have joy. You won't have peace. You won't have true success and fulfillment, because that's an inner battle. It's not what you have on the outside. I know a lot of people that are rich beyond belief, and trust me, as far as wealth, I would love to trade places with them right now, but they are miserable. Some of the conversations we have, I look and go, wow, I would love that Rolodex, and I'm working on it. I would love that Rolodex to be able to call that celebrity or call that particular person and snap my hands to have whatever I want and be able to work with them. But you know what? Wouldn't trade places with the other stuff, because there's no point being successful on any measure and on the inside feel worthless. That's why suicide is so high. That's why depression is so high. Beloved, you don't need a new year. You need a new you. And one of the things I want to give you as we close, again, if you visit my website, thejoyguru.net, you'll learn more how you can connect with me. You can reach out to me if you want further comments on this broadcast. Like I said, I'll answer any comments you put below. But I do have a free gift for you. If you go to thejoyguru.net, under my bookstore page, right at the beginning, there's a little icon that says free gift. You click on that, and you will get a free gift courtesy of me. Because I want you to write the vision and make it plain. And once you write that vision and make it plain, then come up with your plan to execute. Because as I always say at Alesha Brown LLC, it is never too late to edit your life. Thank you for this time you spent with me. Make sure you grab a friend. And this is the type of message that, you can replay. Because again, as you reach different levels of success, as you check in at different points throughout this year to see, am I on target? Am I on trajectory for the plan, for the things I said I wanted to do? That's why you have to write the vision. It's not, just leave it here. You can have you transform your mindset, but you need to write the vision and make it plain. Some of the points you need to keep making sure that you're in tune to. Am I still doing this? Am I still doing this? But please understand that you were born to succeed. And the only thing that will determine whether you don't is you. It's already in you. You just need to get that key to unlock it, execute, and do what you were creatively designed, purposely designed, and more important, that you were divinely designed to do. May God bless you on today. Again, I would love to connect with you further, so please join me at thejoyguru.net. And remember, it is never, never too late to edit your life. Love and blessings.